Ready with me while I talk about breastfeeding. Tomorrow I'll be 3 weeks postpartum. I can't believe my baby is already 3 weeks old. Also literally haven't put makeup on in over 3 weeks, so it's gonna feel kind of good to get ready. Breastfeeding was the one thing that I was like so confident, but while I was pregnant I was like, I'm gonna breastfeed. That was like the one thing that I was like gung-ho set on doing, and just didn't even really worry about it or think about it. I worried about like lack of sleep. I worried about actually giving birth, but I didn't even like worry or think about breastfeeding. And I don't think enough people talk about how hard it is or how hard it can be, but I was humbled and I want to talk about it because I don't think enough people do talk about it. And I don't want to scare you if you're pregnant right now and really want to breastfeed, but I want to be realistic and let you know that the beginning can be torture. Birth story is already up, so if you missed that, go watch that. But I had a great birth, like amazing experience. If I could like have a picture perfect in my mind birth, that would be it. So within the first hour of my baby being born, I latched him to the boob. Also, like, you think that the baby's just gonna like latch and just know what to do and you're gonna know what to do? No, it doesn't happen that way. It was probably like a half an hour after he was born, the nurse was like, you should get him to latch, just get him on there, see how it is. So I did, and immediately, I'm not exaggerating, level 10 pain, like more painful than anything in labor. The worst toe curling, sharp, horrible pain. And he was not happy either. He was crying as well. And I was like such in a fog. Like I kind of honestly don't remember the very first time, but I just remember it hurting so bad. But I was like, well, I mean, he's got to eat, like no other choice. So I did that. He latched for a little bit, but it was so painful, probably on for like 3, maybe 5 minutes. It felt like the longest time in my life, and I like pulled him off. It was not good. They showed me how to like break the suction. He was not happy. I was in so much pain. I was like, that was the most painful thing, but we'll try again in 2 hours. They recommend what, like every 2 to 3 hours. 2 hours come up and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this again. I do the opposite boob, get him to latch. It hurt so bad. Oh my God, just thinking about it, like I wanna cry. I was crying, I was bawling my eyes out. I was like, I cannot do this. Hit a breaking point, I had just given birth. It hurt so bad. He was upset, I was upset, everyone's crying. But throughout that first night in the hospital, every 2 hours, I would do it. I would be blood curdling pain. Like if there could be a pain higher than level 10, it's higher than that. And I let my nurse know I'm bawling, and she's like, let me go get the lactation consultant. So the lactation consultants came in, and I was excited to meet them because I was like, I thought this was just gonna come natural. No, not at all. Like I knew something had to be wrong because I kept hearing like breastfeeding's not supposed to hurt, blah, blah, blah. And I kept going to TikTok, and everyone on TikTok was like, it's not supposed to hurt, it's not supposed to hurt. I don't recommend looking on TikTok for advice. Just don't do it. Lactation consultants came, and although they were really nice, they helped me. They kind of taught me a few things, but like how to sandwich the boob, kind of, like not really. So I latched him again. It still was like level 10 pain. I think I was lying to myself though. Like I kind of lied to them, and I was like, it's like a level 7, maybe a 6 pain, because I wanted it to work so bad. This is the one thing that I was like, I'm going to breastfeed. That was the one thing I cared about. And if you don't, like honestly, I get fed is best. I totally get that statement now. You gotta do what you gotta do. Still like bawling my eyes out, and at that point the lactation consultants stayed for an entire feed, and immediately they were like, we're gonna make you an appointment to come back in after you leave the hospital. And I was like, okay, great, but like, can you help me in this moment? I'm bawling my eyes out. It's not good. It's bad. So painful. Like the way I can describe it is, it feels like he was like chomping. It feels like he had a full set of teeth and he was just like chomping instead of like suckling. I cry thinking about it now. Not to mention your milk's not in, it's just colostrum, so they're not getting a lot anyways. They don't need a lot, which I know. And also the pressure that you feel as a mom, like you are the source of food, but it hurts so bad, like I couldn't bear it, but also like I need to feed this new baby, and like I felt like I was failing. I couldn't provide for my baby, like my body was failing me or my mind was failing me. So thank God for one of my nurses. You could tell that I was just like at a breaking point, and bless our hospital, they were like, we have donor milk. You don't have to do formula. We have donor milk, like it's tested. I would give it to my baby, and I was like, donor milk, like that sounds amazing. She's like, why don't you guys do that tonight with the syringes so you can sleep a little bit and try again in the morning to get him to latch, and you can pump in the meantime your colostrum. So I sent Sean home to get my breast pump because I didn't bring it to the hospital. So I do recommend bringing your breast pump if you are a first-time mom, and they can show you how to use it. Thank God, bless our hospital for having donor milk. So they showed us how to do that. So every 2 to 3 hours that first night, Sean would syringe feed him. They recommend we don't do a bottle just because I was really gung-ho on breastfeeding and we wanted to be able to figure out the latch. So we syringe fed him. He got so much. He was drinking like 2 ounces every 2 hours, which made me feel amazing. And I was pumping. I was still feeling like guilty. Like, why isn't this working for me? Why does it hurt so bad? So the next morning, I called the lactation consultants to come back in and help me feed again. And it was a level 10 again. The lactation consultants, although they were amazing, I just feel like they were so busy and they couldn't really spend like a lot of time with me. I was bawling my eyes out every single time I had to feed. And it would just became like a dreaded task, and I would like get so much anxiety before I had to feed him. So I continued to just pump every 2 hours, save that, and then give him the donor milk in the hospital. I tell you, I was crying a lot in the hospital. I was crying like the entire time. I felt like I was crying the entire time, and I just felt like a failure. We go home. I was so nervous to go home. They actually gave us a prescription for the donor milk. So I was like, okay, well, it's not gonna work at home. At least we have the donor milk and I can pump in the meantime. So we go home. I try to latch him every 3 hours. It's a terrible, like horrible. For the first like 4 days, I am crying every single time. I am having the worst anxiety before I have to feed him, which just sucked. I finally hit a breaking point on like day 4. It was like 5 a.m. I was trying to feed him. It was level 10 pain. My nipples are starting to bleed. They're starting to like blister. Things are falling off. That it was gnarly. At 5 a.m. I Google a lactation consultant that's local in my area that's not part of the hospital. And I'm like, I'm at a breaking point. I need your help. Please help me. Can you come to my house? She gives me a call a few hours later in the morning, and when I tell you she's an angel on earth, saved my life. She was like, here's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna come over immediately because I need your nipples to heal. You have to get to a point where your nipples are recovered. So in the meantime, continue the syringe, donor milk feedings. So Sean would do that, and then I would get up in the night at the same time and I would pump for 3 days. And I babied my nipples. I used the Silverettes, I used ice, I used nipple butter. I wanted to get them back to healed place before she came. Within those 3 days, I was like, I just might be an exclusive pumper. Like, I kind of came at peace with being an exclusive pumper. Yeah, some of my dreams were like crushed for not being able to breastfeed, but at least he was getting breast milk, and I just like came at peace with that. It came around to the day where the lactation consultant was gonna come to my house, and I texted her and I was like, I think I'm just gonna be an exclusive pumper. You don't need to come, like, all good. I'll just be a pumper. Thank God for her. She was like, can I just come over and can we just try? I know you're anxious. Like, I had so much anxiety about thinking about putting him back on the boob. Like, next level anxiety would keep me up at night. I wasn't sleeping. But I was like, okay, you can come over. We'll see how it goes. She's like, we don't even have to try latching. We can just talk about it and just see how it goes. So she comes over, we talk it through. It's like, let me try to latch him and just see how it goes. At this point, my nipples were not bleeding anymore. They were a little bit cracked, but not like blistering off anymore. I sit down in my nursery chair. I get my breastfeeding pillow. She latches him. I could cry. It was like night and day difference. No pain, like maybe a level 3 pain. I literally started crying. His latch was so much better. Our pediatrician before this and the lactation consultant at the hospital were like, he has a little bit of a tongue tie. So I thought maybe I'd have to get that released. She came over though, latched him, night and day difference. Ever since then, he's been latching every single time. It's so much better. My nipples don't hurt anymore. It is like, it's like muscle memory now. He latches perfectly every single time. He eats perfectly. We took him to the pediatrician appointment. He is 9 pounds, 6 ounces now. He started at 8.13, dropped to 8.4. Now he's 9 pounds, 6 ounces. So I don't have to wake him up in the middle of the night anymore to eat. Night and day difference. So this is just to tell you, the first week may be torture, but if you care about it and you really want it, stick freaking with it. It is so worth it. Call a lactation consultant. It wasn't that expensive. Have them come to your house, get a different one than the hospital one. Fed is best, of course. No judgment here if you have to do formula, but stick with it. Like, if you really want it, stick with it, because now I can't imagine not doing it. Thank God for the lactation consultant. I'm so happy now. We're breastfeeding, we're happy, we're good. Stick with it. The first week is freaking hard. Don't listen to the people that say it doesn't hurt. It does hurt. Let your nipples heal and then try again. You can do it.